What's going on, everybody? My name is Mitchell Brown, and we have an amazing guest on this episode of The Dash in the Middle. We're honored and privileged that he invited us into his home and let us record his stories, and they are amazing stories. They're definitely second to none. You're going to hear about his childhood, growing up in South Florida, and how he got into the hunting industry. You're going to hear about how he became a professional hunter in Africa, particularly Tanzania, and a bunch of different stories on hunting everything from small game, plains game, to the big five: elephants, lions, buffalo, rhinos, leopards, the whole deal. You're going to hear about how he started J&R Outfitters in Indiantown, Florida, an exotic game ranch, water buffalo stories, quail hunting stories, a bunch of different stuff like that. Truly amazing stuff. And his time as a cattle rancher here in South Florida. We enjoyed talking to him so much. It was a true privilege, and we know that you guys are going to love these stories as well. So please welcome my friend, Mr. Joey O'Bannon. There you go. All right, Joey, let's start from the top. Just treat it as a life story. Let's go from when you were born, where you were born, and we'll get into Africa and stuff later.
I was born in Naples, Florida, July 17th, 1956. Weren't many folks there then.
I'm sure. What was it like?
I don't know. I was still dragging on the tip when we left. Don't remember much about it.
Okay. So after you were born, where did you guys move? Did you stay in Naples a while or no?
No, we left there pretty quick. We was over in Vero till I was about the first grade, and then we moved over to Mount Lachey Plantation. In North Fort Myers.
Really?
Yeah, it was a ranch that belonged to Ogden Phipps. And he was a bird hunter. And my granddaddy worked there, my dad, my Uncle Fingers, they all worked for him. And basically it was his own private hunting ground. But he had cattle too. But that was my introduction into bird dogs and guiding and in the cattle industry.
Oh, really? That's how you got into it?
Yeah, I was born and raised in it, basically.
Wow. So what was your family's job on that ranch? What did they do mostly?
Dad mostly he was a gamekeeper too, but he mechanic there as well, and some guiding. Helped Grandpa train bird dogs. Granddad did most of the dog training plus guiding. Uncle Fingers was the general manager of it. And a man named Roland Skipper was head of the cattle industry, took care of the cows.
Really?
Yeah. It's now called Cape Coral.
Oh, wow. Like modern day Cape Coral.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing was a cattle ranch and quail hunting operation.
How big was it? How many acres?
17,000.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. Wow, which is now modern day Cape Coral.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
All the way to Mount Lachey. Hence the name, Mount Lachey Plantation.
Yeah, Mount Lachey Plantation. So you were riding from a very young age.
Yeah.
And hunting too.
Yeah. I don't remember the first time I ever took a gun up. I've always had one, as far back as I can remember.
No way.
I don't ever remember the first time.
Wow.
Don't remember the first time on a horse.
That's pretty amazing, though.
Yeah, you'd think I'd ride better, wouldn't you?
So Thea told me about a time when you were 5 and you stuck a knife in your eye. What happened with that?
Yeah, I was cutting cattails, little fella. And we was going to put some diesel on them and light them up, look like, torches on TV.
Yeah.
Anyways, I pulled it and went through, kind of drug through it, popped out the other side and jerked it in my eye.
Did you really? You were sure enough blind?
No, it didn't see very well for a while. And he got a big cataract over it, really. I mean, they didn't know much about, working on eyes back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
And as time progressed, one day later on, as I was guiding, I run into a eye doctor, and he looked at it and he said, "I can fix that." I mean, basically, I was blind in it. I could see peripheral movement.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see nothing straight away. It was just, I could see you there, but I wouldn't know who you were.
It was blurry.
Man or woman, whatever. You were just, there was something there.
Wow. Which eye was it?
The right eye.
Oh, it was right eye.
Yeah.
I'll be dang.
So I learned to shoot left-handed. And
out of necessity?
Yeah.
Really?
But it was a natural thing for me. I mean, I picked up a long gun and stuff like that. I shot left-handed.
Yeah. Did you guys have any exotic game on Matlacha or no?
Nah, that was before exotic game was thought of mostly. That was 50s and 60s.
Wow. No way. So
Yeah.
after you guys were there, what brought you over this way? Like, what were you guys doing in your high school age, your college age? What were you doing?
Well, that had all fell, had stopped and Cape Coral was being built. Dad had went to work for car companies and stuff like that, mechanicing. And I stayed with my grandfather and my Aunt Mary Lou. They lived out there at Matlacha. My dad moved to town, and I really wasn't designed much for a town kid.
Yeah.
And, that's back when cowboys weren't cool.
For sure.
Inagata, DeVita, and, the hippie movement.
Yeah. No doubt.
If we had long hair, it's just because we hadn't been to a barber in a while.
Yeah, no doubt. So you were cowboying, though, like you were day working as a high schooler at college age?
Well, yeah. On weekends and stuff like that. And it was with the Flints and the Garners and grew up around them. Then I got into a work program when I was in my 11th grade. So we worked half day, or went to school half day. And then senior year, I didn't really want to go that much. And the teacher felt pity on me and told me I could just come once a week.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I was working full-time at Duda on a ranch my senior year in high school. And then I was supposed to graduate in January, but missed it by some kind of a semester or some sort.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to go, the second half. And I told him I was busy, Marking and Brandon. I didn't know if I could come every week. So he told me come once a month. So,
and they were okay with that?
Yeah, he only gave me a B average, being that I didn't come to school very much.
Well, still, B average ain't too bad for once a month.
But all I had to do was go to work. But I was pretty good at that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I wound up going to school about 18 hours my whole senior year.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
That was good for me, good for the school. I didn't want to be there any.
Absolutely. I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah.
I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, that worked out good.
So were you guiding at all at this age?
No. Then I one thing I thought I'd never do is guide. I didn't ever want to be a guide.
Really?
Growing up around it, guiding to me was just having a clean game half the night.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all that big thrilling. But I liked cowboying and rodeoing, and I done that kind of stuff. And I wound up working for the Roberts family, taking care of a ranch there in Felda, Florida, Red Cattle Company. And they had those things all leased out, for quail hunters and deer hunters, this kind of stuff. Well, the quail hunting people, I got to be friends with them. Same way back with the background I had of bird dogs as a kid. We got to be good friends. And then he, in fact, had hunted in Africa, mostly in, I think he was in Zambia, hunted in Zambia and a little bit up in Kenya. Anyways, his professional hunter would come every year, and they brought him out there to the ranch. And he and I got to be buddies. He was bigger in life, he was killing elephants and lions. And
yeah,
he thought I was a hoot. I was riding bucking horses, and bull ride some and working on a ranch full time. So that's how, and I was really interested in that. And he told me, if you can get to Zambia, I'll take you on, and put you on safari. He said, won't pay you nothing, but, work you like a dog, but you'll have a pretty good time. And I thought, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I took my best horses to Wellington, sold them for polo ponies, went to Zambia, told the wife, I'll see you when I get back if you're still here. She divorced me, strange girl, but... And that's how it all started. When I met him, I thought, I could do this.
Yeah.
And that was in 1980, 81.
So what was it like on your first trip over there, though?
Different.
Really? How so?
I just never seen anything like it. It was like going back in time about 1,000 years.
Oh, my word.
Everything was neat, but nothing had changed outside. I mean, they've seen vehicles and stuff like that. Other than that, they were, pretty primitive.
Really?
The way they'd been out down through the ages. Yeah, they were. It was pretty neat.
Wow.
There was a lady that went on safari with us, Joe Hanley, and she was Hepworth then, Joe Hepworth.
Mm-hmm.
And her and I, she was really a good friend. I knew her a long, long time. But anyway, she was on safari with us. And I remember we'd killed an impala or something like that. Anyways, we were going down a road, and most of it looked like the whole village was coming, but I guess they were going to the river to fish or whatever, had their baskets. And the men were up front walking and talking, and then, of course, the women and the kids were behind them. So anyway, when we said hello to the men, this, that, and the other, and basically what they asked for was some meat. So Derek was going to give them some impala meat. So, of course, they weren't going to tote it. So we stopped when the women came by, and they cut the front shoulders off of one of those impala rams and gave it to the women for something to eat, this, that, and the other. Anyway, Joe got out of a truck and stretched, and she's well endowed. And they'd never seen a white woman before. That was the first white woman they'd ever seen. They'd
Really?
seen men, on safari and stuff like that, but it was
Never a white woman.
no. They came all around her, big-eyed, and touching her, and
Wow.
she got a big kick out of that.
No way. That was
Yeah.
your first time over there.
Yeah.
Wow. What were some of the animals that you guys hunted at that time?
We hunted everything that walked, crawl, swim, float, or hops by.
Really?
Yeah, we're hunting lion. Joe shot an ice leopard. Shot a lot of buffalo. All different types. There's puku and waterbuck, impalas, bushbuck. We seen eland. I don't recall seeing any sable there. We did see sign of rhino. That was before our rhino actually became extinct in the wild.
Wow.
The black rhino.
Yeah.
I never actually saw the rhino on that excursion, but we did see tracks of them.
Did you really?
Yeah, they disappeared, but now they're bringing them back. They're doing really, really well. Conservation's doing really good in a lot of areas,
Yeah.
bringing rhino back.
Wow.
At that time, they thought there were like 4,000 rhino left, period, most of them white rhino, and they were in South Africa on game ranches.
Oh, wow.
And now there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys were in
everywhere.
You guys were in Zambia?
Yeah,
Where is Zambia in proximity to Tanzania?
just west of it.
Oh.
Yeah, Zambia would be what was northern Rhodesia. Southern Rhodesia is what is Zimbabwe. Back when England had it was all called Rhodesia.
Wow. So on these safaris, though, like when you guys would go out, like your very first one, you guys just hunted whatever tracks you came across? Or did they have something in mind, like I want to kill a lion or I want to kill an elephant? How did that work?
Well, we were hunting everything, so whatever you run into that day, that's what we had.
Wow.
Just like hunting anywhere else. You never know what you're going to bump into.
For sure.
So, yeah, whatever presented itself and was of trophy quality, that's what we took for the day.
Really?
Yeah.
So then after that trip, you were kind of hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, by 84, I turned professional hunter and started J&R Outfitters.
So professional hunter, what are the, prereqs to become one? How do you become one, like actually on paper, a professional hunter? What do you have to do?
Well, they're mostly called professional hunters in Africa. Over here, they're just guides. But to be licensed, you have to go before a board. Sometimes you have to go, you have to take all kind of written tests. But like in Zambia or Tanzania, places like that where I've held licenses, I've had to go before a board with other professional hunters as well as game officers.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to go through quizzes and stuff like that and ask you all kind of things. Then Botswana, yeah. South Africa was different provinces. South Africa was mostly game ranching, although in some areas where it was close to the Kruger Park, you could get some pretty good safaris in there. One of the first elephants I ever shot as a PH was in South Africa with Anton Wienen, which was from Zambia, but he'd moved to South Africa. But he got a quota that they put up a tender that was from the Kruger Park. And we bought one of those and shot an elephant. That's the ivory elephant. First elephant I ever took as a PH.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the very first one.
Yeah.
What was the story like on him? How did you guys run into him?
Well, there were a lot of elephants around, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Best when got this one, we basically bumped into him and then walked him down, and wasn't a big deal really. Come up on him really slow and shot him, and he pulled out running and gave him another bullet or two, and over he went. The best one though was Dr. Greenfield was with me. He was the client.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first time I walked him up to an elephant, and we were probably about 20 yards from him, I guess.
Wow.
Maybe pretty close. Maybe 25, but probably 20 yards is about it. Anyways, I was looking at him, and he had short stumps. Both tusks wore way down. I think they were only stuck out about that far, but real heavy, really thick ivory. But
wow.
Like I say, just stumps. Anyways, I was looking at him, and I told Doc, we'd walked in there really, really close. He was basically standing there sound asleep. He was, his eyes about 2/3 shut and just standing in them upon him like a myrtle bed.
Okay.
Anyways, I shook my head no to Doc, and then give him a short sign, a short tusk. And he's looking with his glasses, and, he mouths, he says, I can't see him. I think, how the hell can you not see him? He's a big boy. And like I say, it was 20 yards from him. This is an exceptionally big-bodied elephant as well. So I'm pointing at him, and he's looking with his glasses, and I'm looking. You can look at his eyelashes, and, counting the wrinkles. He's close. And same way, he looked at me again. He said, you couldn't see him.
Wow.
And about that time, he just threw his ears out like that and brought his ears back. Man, when he did, Doc saw him, and his eyes got about that big, and he turned about half pale. And then I got trying to move him away from him because I didn't want him to say anything. I didn't want that elephant to wake up because you're at that close. He might run, or he might just Babe Ruth you in the next week. Either way, if he hits you, you die.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, we backed off of him, and he said he couldn't see him for him. He was looking through his legs trying to see an elephant, because he didn't realize he was all that close. And he just couldn't see him for him. He was just hunting an elephant all he could, and because the whole thing was elephant.
Oh, my word.
That was pretty good. I got a kick out of that.
But you guys ended up backing out of there. You didn't kill him.
Generally when you're elephant hunting, you walk up on a lot of elephants before you actually shoot one.
Really?
Unless you're just lucky.
No way.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of elephants.
So you're going to get that close to them typically, 20 yards.
Yeah.
They're blind as an oyster.
Well, no, they're pretty blind, that's for sure. But the problem with them is they just rattle most people's cookies. So if you try to shoot him at a distance, hell, I've seen them miss.
Wow.
That's a big old boy, the lungs on him is like shooting a sheet of plywood, hard on him as big as a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, my word.
And, but, they're big.
Absolutely.
And Derek, when I was apprentice with him, that's what he taught me. So when you go into an elephant, when you think you're just close enough, he said, get 10 yards closer.
Really?
That always stuck with me, and that was pretty true.
Always get 10 yards closer.
Yeah.
Well, just to be better on your shot, right where it needs to be.
On their shot. It's not important that you shoot. It's important that they shoot.
You always back them up, though? Or no?
Not always, but depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how it works. It's hard to say how all that works out. And, if you're really, really in a bad riverine forest, then, I'll back him up. Because that's your shot. If he messes it up, the whole thing's done.
It's on him.
And, an elephant can run 30, 35 miles before he stops.
Really?
Yeah, that's a long ways.
As a wounded elephant? Mm-hmm. 30, 35 miles.
Yeah.
You've seen him do that?
I saw one completely leave me that, I'd gotten cocky after shooting quite a few of them. And a guy named Gary Lovelace come around, and he shot this elephant, and it was we were in the hills, and he tried a brain shot on him, and the elephant didn't go completely down. He went down, and then he started going downhill, so the dust covered him. It was just hard to see. It was just a big ball of dust.
Wow.
Because it was fresh burn, that kind of stuff. So the soot was going just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I shot him trying to break his hip, and I actually heard the bullet, zing off into outer space. So I guess it went down the femur, but didn't break it. And anyways, he got up. I'd run to try to cut him off, and by the time I saw him again, I mean, that elephant was already at 200 yards running.
Gone.
With his head up. I mean, running.
Wow.
So, give him time, and we tracked that elephant for, we tracked him a long time. And we wound up getting into a herd of cows and calves. That elephant had, realized we were following him, so he went through cows and calves, and that turned into a fiasco. That's where you really get in trouble. That's where you get in trouble around cows and calves. They get really deadly about protecting those calves.
Really?
So, yeah, we had a hard time getting away from them, and then we finally got around him and picked his trail back up, and he never stopped. I mean, he went off into a national park, and we never saw him again.
Wow.
But both shots, skull shot, and then the one going up his leg, both of them same way. He was, you could say, wounded per se, but neither one of them done any kind of damage that he wasn't going to heal from.
Yeah.
But it didn't slow him down.
When you shoot an elephant in the head, what is the line of code though? Because you'd think a headshot, he'd be done. How do you line up on a headshot? Where do you need to be shooting him at?
Well, you got to learn to see the brain. The brain is in the back of the skull, and it's about like a loaf of bread. Not very big per se
For
what
head,
an elephant
yeah.
is.
His body size.
And most of his skull is just bone. Like elephant walking to you to brain shoot him. I mean, depending on how close he is, but the closer he gets, the more your angle changes from down looking up.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 3.5 foot from where the bullet entrance through all that nasal and then into that scale bone before it ever hits brain.
Wow.
That's a long way to push a bullet, 3.5 foot before it hits it.
Big time.
And that's in his head.
So when you're like standing directly underneath of him, in front of him, 10 yards, you're shooting him through his mouth? Or no? Not quite at that angle.
Yeah, it depends on how high his head is. I mean, the brain's in the back of the skull. That's the thing. When he picks his head up real high, or they trying to look off the end of their nose at you and their ears are out like that, yeah, it'll go through the mouth some, maybe even lower.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on how high his head comes and how close he is.
Is that probably your safest shot is a headshot, or is it better to shoot him somewhere else? In his heart or his lungs?
Headshot's is the one that plants him, but you got to hit that brain. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you pull that shot a little bit like Gary did, I mean, he hit him, but he didn't hit him, didn't even hit, it hit close enough to the brain to addle his cookies a little bit, but it wasn't enough to even knock his equilibrium out from under him. And then all that's nasal cavity up there.
Wow.
He'll have a bad migraine for a few days, but he'll over it.
Yeah.
It's solid, it'll go through, come out the other side.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
No way.
That's big. He's got a big old nose that's up on front of it, too. You got to go through all that.
What's it like being 10 yards from him, though? When do you realize, like, he sees you or smells you and he's ready to stomp on you? Did you get any of that when you were over there? Surely.
The only time I was really close enough for a bull elephant to hurt me was we shot one, knocked him down, and I had walked up to him and I was standing right in front of him. Now, why I didn't touch I always touch my eyeball with my gun barrel. Mm-hmm. And if he blinks, you just pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. And for some reason or another, that one I didn't. Dr. Morgan had shot him and knocked him down. He landed on his stomach, so he was up, cow fashion. Mm-hmm. Anyways, the boys had got all up on top of him and they were singing and dancing. It was a big celebration when you kill an elephant. And then all of a sudden, he just started getting up. And I was about like, me to you. And I picked my gun up and shot him again. But that was close enough. I mean, it was less than 2 foot off the end of the gun barrel.
Oh, my gosh.
Left a powder burn on his head.
I'm sure. What were you guys shooting? What round?
Dr. Moore was shooting a 4.58 lot. I was shooting a 500 nitro.
That was your go-to? Was a 500 nitro?
470 mostly. I carried one of those, the most of any rifle that I carried over there. But the last 4 or 5 years, I carried a 500 nitro.
Did you
My
really?
470 had messed up, and it messed the regulation up. It was an old Rigby, and there wasn't anybody I could get that could actually take it apart and put it back together.
Wow.
It had, where locked together. It was all beveled and stuff like that down into really, really fine, like a Swiss watch.
Yeah. Was a Rigby probably one of the best makes of gun you could get?
Yeah, it was the top of the line. One of the clients died and left it to me in a will. That was my most treasured possession.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
You still got it?
Well, no, but got it fixed anyways.
Yeah, well, I got you. So how many elephants did you end up killing? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's the only thing I know how many I shot. I shot 37 elephants.
Did you really?
As a PH.
All bulls?
Yeah, all bulls. Well, as a PH, yes. I mean, I shot a cow or two that, in self-defense, but...
Mm-hmm. Where they just get right up on you?
Yeah, I mean, one old cow, she was a pain. There was no reason for her to. I mean, they came across in front of us, and she was a young cow as well. Had a calf, of course, but it didn't appear to be one of those little bitty guys. But anyways, she was the last one across, and then, I mean, she got really pouty-faced about us being there. So I was in a truck. I tried to back up, but I couldn't, timber was too heavy. So, I mean, I was stuck. I couldn't go straight forward because she was coming down the road at us head on. And basically, I shot her through the ear, same way. She wouldn't turn. And so the second shot, I just downed her right in front of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. But that's the only one I ever knew that I can remember that I had to kill that I just couldn't get away from.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to do that over there in self-defense, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that big a deal. They just hated to kill her, because calf, nothing's going to take care of that. High-ended lion's going to eat him.
No doubt.
So it was a bad deal, but it was her call.
Wow. So what was an elephant's behavior like? They were mostly, like, if you just sure enough left them alone, they weren't coming to you like a Cape buffalo would, right?
They really would try to stay away from you unless you startled them. The most deadly part of them is, like I say, is bumping into those cows and calves when you're afoot. That's like tracking buffalo or tracking anything. And you're just going, and next thing you know, you've walked right into a herd of cow and calf elephants, and that gets bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Only one time I was got into a herd of cows like that. I don't remember what I was doing. I had been on a buffalo hunt. I was tracking buffalo. Anyways, bumped into them, and they, the matriarch, of course, she was ill-natured. So they went hollering and screaming, and generally what you'll do, is run 40, 50 yards, and then take a 90-degree turn, and then run another 40, 50 yards, take a 90-degree turn. And they're basically trailing you like a bloodhound. And you make those turns, they overrun it. And most of the time, they'll scream and carry on around there a little bit, cuss, carry on. Man, they're going about their way. But, man, this old Sal, she wasn't going to give it up. So she'd made 2 or 3 turns like that. And finally, we was tired. We had come around. There was another fellow with me, and we had turned to face the elephants, and then it was just a question of how many of them there were. We were running through the Mapani. You could see heads and stuff coming, but at different times, when they were chasing us. And if there was going to be a bunch of them, it was going to be ugly. But if there was a few, then we could probably, you kill the matriarch, she's going to be the first one through, because she's instigating the whole darn thing. And then, of course, when she hits the ground, the rest of them don't run off because she's the matriarch. They're all following her, so they get kind of in a frenzy. And then you just shoot them down accordingly. But as it turns out, once we'd squared off, we ran as far as we could, and I had a Russian client, which didn't speak English.
Naturally.
So, I've given him hand signals the best I could, telling him, elephants, you just shoot. I don't care what he shoots, just shoot something when they come through. So, he was grinning from ear to ear. He didn't have a clue what kind of deep shit we was in. There was a bunch of them. The odds were we weren't going to make it. But right there at the end, they run past that last turn we made, and then we could see just the tops of them going by us. There was quite a few of them.
Wow.
I figured the good Lord had his hand on us there.
No doubt. Probably wouldn't have overed that one.
Yeah, that'd be bad. You get to be unrecognizable.
And that guy thought that everything was good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he didn't get to shoot an elephant, so, he's about half disappointed. He still have no idea.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. The best part of being on safari is half the things that your clients don't even notice.
Yeah, seriously. How much did it cost to kill an elephant back then?
I don't really remember. I think it was about $10,000 for the tag on an elephant, and then there was a surcharge on the ivory if it was over a certain weight. And
that was Tanzania?
No, this was actually in Botswana.
Oh, Botswana. Where is Botswana next to Tanzania? How far away?
Botswana is just north of Namibia. And Angola was between Botswana and the ocean.
Okay.
There's Botswana, Angola, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and then Tanzania.
Wow. What was your favorite place out of all those that you went?
I like Tanzania the best.
What was it like?
It was really the old safari type stuff, and back in the bush and the real deal.
Really?
Botswana was good too, but it was just really a lot of elephants. And the game, not so much on plains game. Decent lion. Leopards were a little bit scarcer, but big lion. A lot of the lions in Botswana were pretty big-bodied.
Really?
A lot like the Kilimanjaro lions in Tanzania. The Kilimanjaro lions those are studs.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you go about a lion hunt when they say you want to hunt a lion? What do you do?
Well, you know what? They're hunting before they show up. So, you've sold them safari and whatever it is. Mm-hmm. If you just wanted to shoot an elephant, Botswana is the place to go because you could buy a 10-day elephant permit. That's all you're going to shoot's an elephant. In Tanzania, you got to go on a 21-day safari to shoot an elephant. So, if you're going to be there 21 days, you might as well take everything else that's there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big money.
That was the very minimum that they could go? Was they had to buy a 21-day
Depending on what you're after. But lion, actually, when I first started in Tanzania, you could do a 16-day lion hunt. You could do a 10-day buffalo hunt, 16-day lion hunt, and then 21 days if you wanted to add a leopard to it, or if you just wanted to shoot a leopard. Leopard and elephant were all on a 21-day license.
Wow.
As far as the big game goes. And then plains game's the same way. They get a certain amount of plains game on 10 days. You add a little more to it on 16 days, and then 21 days is basically you get an open license, whatever's there.
It's one of those package deal kind of things.
Yeah.
Wow. So
but then by the 90s, mid-90s, most all of the 16-day lion hunts had disappeared. They were all, if you wanted any cats at all, it was on a 21-day license.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you have to track them down or did you have to bait them up?
We did everything you can imagine.
Wow.
Well, except for night hunting. We didn't do any night hunting. You can actually shoot leopard at night in a few countries. South Africa, Zimbabwe. Tanzania is nothing night hunting at all.
Oh, wow.
It's all daylight. Now, if he's wounded, you can. I've shot several wounded leopards and lion at night with a light, which is, some PHs wouldn't do it, and some do. To me, I know I've shot a couple of them, because their eyes light up. And it's been hard to see in the daylight hours. Mm-hmm. But also at nighttime, you let you go by and all you hear is the grunting. It's not as easy to pick him up right quick.
Yeah.
So some guys won't fool with them at night, and some of us will. So it depends on the pH.
Yeah, you did though. You did fool with them at night.
Yeah.
If you had to.
Yeah, if I had a wounded lion or a wounded leopard, I would go for him at night.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was it like?
I'd go in the daytime too, but
for sure.
If a lot of times you shoot them right at dark.
Wow.
When they come to a bait, then he runs off.
You did have a leopard do that a couple of times, where you'd shoot them at night and they'd run off. You have to go trail them down.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, lion too.
What do you do when you track them at night? What's the best way?
Slow.
As slow as possible?
Yeah, really slow. You don't want to be in no big hurry with that. He'll bite you.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah. But I was always able to talk them out of it. And one of my clients shot one leopard. It was dark. And it was too dark to see, but actually, he was skylined. The leopard went in a tree, and I could see him, and the client could see him really, really well. But so he shot him, and heard the bullet hit. So I thought that sounded pretty good, and out the leopard went. And then, of course, when he fell below the tree line, couldn't see him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we sat there, and truck come, of course, when they hear the shot. And got my shotgun and eased up there to him, and no leopard. And so it was all burnt kind of around the tree, and then there was a ditch there, and then behind that was tall grass, about 7, 8 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows where the leopard went.
No doubt.
So I fooled around there and left the client in the truck, of course. Got my shotgun and took Dowdy, and we fooled around there and was trying to throw a stick in there, in that grass as we was easing around it, trying to get him to charge, try to get him to come to the edge where you could see him. You don't want to be in that tall grass with a leopard. He'll bite you. I mean, you don't see eyes until he's, on the end of your gun barrel.
Wow.
So anyways, we fooled around there, and then we found this trail where elephants or buffalo wanted went through it. So it was a pretty wide place, probably 12 foot wide, a trail down through it. So we started going down that trail, and then as I come around, it hit the leopard's eyes. As soon as his eyes lit up, then he came, and I shot him with a 10 gauge, and then he actually hit the ground, and when he came back up, I shot him again, and when I shot him the second time, he was about like from me to you.
Wow.
And, that turned him around.
So you had to shoot him twice?
Yeah. It was odd. Funny thing is I seen him when I shot him the first time. It actually knocked him down, pushed him straight down, but he just kind of sprung back and then made that next lunge. And, he started about like that black buck there. He did all that like going bang, bang. And second time he was from me to you already.
He was real close.
Yeah, he did all that on 3 legs. He had a busted shoulder when he did it.
Oh, really? He was already 3-legged when you shot him?
Yeah, if we had left him a little bit longer, he'd been dead. Wow. He'd have bled out, but...
And how long do you typically wait?
Whatever feels good to you.
Oh, yeah?
I actually thought I'd find him dead, but I thought that shot was pretty good. But
wow.
It was a good shot, but he didn't read the book. He was still had a lot of life to him.
Yeah, he didn't read the book. That's funny. So what was your best lion hunting story, do you think? You run into any, confirmed man-eaters or no?
Actually, yeah. I had a client that shot one in the killing barrel that was bald as Telly Savalas, but he'd eat a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, they knew of what they attributed to that cat was over 12 people that he'd killed.
Oh, my word.
And ate. He was a big boy.
He was bald?
Yeah, he didn't have a bit of mane to him.
Wow.
But he was a big, big, big cat. Really big.
And they thought he killed 12 people?
Yeah, that they knew of. I mean, a lot of people go missing, they don't know what happened to them. Croc might have ate them, lions, hyena, whatever. Or you just disappear. So, but of what they knew of, the villages around there, they attributed to this particular lion that 12 people he killed.
No way.
Yeah, we got him on bait, and I saw him, and we'd had a big party, so Buck didn't want to get up to her, or the client, he didn't want to get up to her, at least me and another PH that was hunting with his wife, we went to check the baits. And as we walked in there, we bumped into this dude. He was in an ill mood. But he run at us, but he didn't come all the way. He would just come close, and then he'd stand there and growling, carrying on. So we backed away from him and got away from him without a bad confrontation. So I told Buck, I said, he didn't have any mane. He just bald. So he said, well, and he'd already shot a really magnificent lion with me before. So he said he didn't really want to shoot a bald lion. I said, that's fine. He said, well, I'd like to see him. well, if you see him, you'll shoot him. I know you. I said, I won't shoot him. He said, but I want to look at this line. Because I told him, I said, he really is a big boy. So we went around, about noon, when everything would be all sleeping, and built a blind. The wind was swirling down in this little canyon where we had this bait. So I built a machan, or a tree blind, up in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Buck up in it. And, right at dark, the lioness came in first, and I got hold of Buck, I said, no, that's not him. And then when he came in, he dwarfed her.
Really?
And I pointed at Buck. I said, that's the boy. And Buck just picked his gun up and bang, down he went. I said, congratulations, Buck. He just shot you an enormous bald lion. Good shot. But, he was really big. With green score, he scored I can't remember, 2 or 3 world record.
How does that scoring work on a line?
Measure his skull, width and length of the skull.
That's how you get a score on him?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You can measure him nose to tail, but the score on a line basically is by the skull.
How big that skull is?
And it was big. Like I say, he was a big boy.
He ended up taking him home, had the whole full mount deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he did. That was a good cat.
Definitely one of the most memorable, huh?
Yeah, well, there was another cat one time that he was got wounded, went off in a place, but it wasn't dark yet, but actually went around there and found him. This cat was right under a pony, it was pretty close. And I shot him. He should have just turned right over, but he didn't. He come up, and then when he's charged, there was a bush in front of me. So, I was waiting for him. I couldn't shoot through that bush as he's come, but he made it almost to me, but then he run out of gas.
Really?
Yeah.
He was sure enough charging you, though.
Yeah, he thought he was bad about that. I didn't bring no Rolaids for him, I guess. He was getting indigestion.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I talked him out of it.
Yeah. Now, what do you think is the most dangerous animal out of the big 5?
Clients.
The big 6.
Yeah.
The big 6. The 6th
They'll
one is.
shoot you.
Really? That's sure enough the most dangerous thing?
Yeah, they get scared.
Oh, my word.
Get nervous.
You've seen that?
No, but they'll all get behind you. So you learn not to let them go with you. Got to be a special client to let him go with you.
What do you mean by go with you?
To go in there to look for a wounded lion.
Oh, to go look for
buffalo.
one. Yeah. You'd have to really know him and trust him to do that.
Yeah. You try to talk him out of it.
Wow.
Well, they like a buffalo one time, one of Doc's first buffalo he shot, he shot this buffalo, wounded him, and we were up on the Grameti River, up in the north end of Tanzania, up on the Serengeti. So this buffalo, we got in front of him, and of course he's coming to this riverine forest. So when he sees us, he charges. He's all pissed off about the deal.
Yeah.
Anyways, I shot him and flattened him. I shot him the first time. He didn't go down, but it was kind of on the point of the shoulder anyway. The next time he was really close, just here are the chairs. And
wow.
I shot him, down he went. And Doc had never picked his gun up.
Not one time.
I didn't take him we weren't exactly like we were going into a tracking and we could see the buffalo, going across Serengeti. So we kept getting around in front of him. And as we got in front of him, then when he got close enough to shoot, he saw us. So he just came straight at us.
Oh, my word.
So we killed the buffalo, and Doc never picked his gun up.
Not one time.
No, he was just kind of watching it like watching a TV show.
Was he grinning or was he scared?
No, it startled him more. You don't really get scared those kind of things till it's over.
It starts to hit you after that.
Yeah, just the adrenaline, gets pumping and all that other. But, once the buffalo hit the ground, and he's standing there looking at it, and then he looked at me and said, that thing could have killed us. I said, nah, I had you, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you pay me the big bucks.
No doubt. No doubt.
But that's why you don't want them to go away, because they're going to, the difference between a professional hunter and a client is what you do under pressure. You know, had the experience, you've done it, this, that, and the other, and holding your cool, and you know, coming out all right. And I've hunted with a lot of clients that could really, really shoot. I mean, really shoot, but you know, do something silly.
They weren't very good under pressure when it really counted.
No, well, they don't know what to do. I mean, they're just startled. So basically, you're just watching.
100%.
Yeah.
And you got to bail them out.
No, I'm watching what's happening. I'm fixing to wreck him.
Absolutely. Those rifles you were shooting are bolt action?
No, I shoot a double side by side.
Oh, a side by side.
Yeah.
Really?
I remember. I think Doc was shooting a 4.58 lot. The first couple of safaris he's with me, and then finally he quit on them. And he had a Holland Grand Royal, but he didn't want to fly with it. He scared somebody to steal it. But
yeah.
I mean, I was shooting a Rigby that was cost just as much, maybe more. And so he decided finally he would shoot that rifle.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you have your spare ammo? You'd shoot 2, break it down, and would you have them in your pocket and just pull another 2 out into the chamber they went?
Yeah, if you're in a gun battle.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, if he's kind of away from you, you know, and you're just trying to plant him, you're just trying to break him down where you're shooting a lot. But if he's coming straight at you, the thing is you can shoot the first time, or I would try to Hail Mary him or something, you know, at 10 yards, but then you hold the next one to where you can't miss.
100%.
Yeah.
So you'd wait till they were sure enough getting close.
Yeah.
You don't want to reach out and touch them too far. You want to get it right.
You know, cats come pretty low, so of course, leopard I prefer to shotgun. Lion I would carry the rifle or the big bore rifle. But buffalo is always a big bore rifle. And you know, the buffalo when they coming at you, he's kind of coming side to side. You know, his head is kind of like a little Yui.
Really?
Yeah, because he's weak, sick, you know, wounded, and his feet are out like this, so he's coming kind of like a trot, you know, but not like a kind of bracing himself up.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you know, you're trying to shoot him in the end of the nose, or you know, right on the bridge, anything like that.
Oh, that's really the best spot to be shooting one that's coming at you? Kind of
yeah,
the end of the nose?
He's looking right down his nose at you.
Oh, I gotcha. He's got his head kind of picked up.
Yeah. He
Tilted
don't drop
back.
that to just for impact.
Wow.
You want to get him killed before you get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Did that happen a lot with those buffalo?
Always.
Always, really?
Yeah, if he come at you, he's got his head, he's looking off his end of his nose at you.
Wow. If he was not wounded, were they still going to come at you? If they?
Sometimes, depends on the north buffalo are a lot ranker than the ones down. End up on the Serengeti, anywhere around that north end, Maasai land, they're a lot more aggressive.
What made them that way?
In my opinion. I think the Maasai are harassing them all the time.
Yeah.
Running them off their water holes and stuff like that, you know, and you know, chasing them away from, they want the good grass for their cattle. Yeah, they're always in a confrontation with the buffalo. Now, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So when they saw a person, they kind of already had it on their mind. They wanted to get even.
Yeah. You shoot buffalo up in the Serengeti, you're gonna run into a few gun battles.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Did you ever have any times though where you had to reload quick like that, where they were coming at you, or no? Or you always got it done with a second shot?
Well, no. One of the closest I had, I shot a buffalo in the shoulder that was wounded, and I was in a really thick place, really myrtly and vines and stuff like that. Well, anyways, when I shot him, I was shooting 470 then, and he should have just fell right over. And, you know, had his head down, the whole bang, bang, shoot him, picks his head up, looks at me, here he comes. And then this was what really taught me to hold my last shot. If I would have waited one more half jump, he would have been in the opening that I was standing in. But other than that, he was tearing stuff down as he was coming at me. And when I shot him, I missed him, the nose, and it hit him right under the base of the horn. But missed that brain, but hit him with enough force that I kind of sidestepped him as he run through me. But I mean, he was pretty close. I could put my hands on him.
Oh my word!
But the whole time, then he went about like the wall there and swapped ends to have another go of me. By then I was reloaded and talked him out of it.
Coaxed him out of it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a hell of a shot, it's 8 or 10 feet.
Yeah, I guarantee it. So what was the best eating animal out of all of them that you killed?
I liked Orby the best.
What is an Orby?
Little bitty guy. Little bitty toy antelope.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably the best one to eat.
I thought so, but they're only indigenous to a certain part of Tanzania. I don't know of Orby being anywhere else. But a lot of them are really, really good. Eland's really good, and Apollo, of course. Kudu, hartebeest, wildebeest.
They are very good?
Yeah,
wow.
They are. But I really like the flavor of that.
Comparable to venison? Like we'd eat a whitetail?
Yeah, whitetail be the bottom of the food chain.
Really?
Yeah, there are a lot of things better than him.
Wow.
It's not all that bad, but
those things are better.
Yeah. Eland is such a good flavor, that the King Ranch actually tried to raise them commercially. But the American housewife ain't going to eat no wild game.
Yeah, eland.
Yeah.
What's it comparable to? If you had to give it one thing that'd be like, yeah, this kind of tastes like eland.
Well, it'd be more close to beef than anything.
Like beef?
Yeah, like a real good filet mignon.
Ooh. That sounds legit.
Yeah, but not exactly beef.
Yeah. A little bit better maybe.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you get get into any crocodile hunting or hippos or no?
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I shot a pile of them skeeters.
What was it like hunting them? What'd you do?
Hippos, not so bad. Just ease up to them, and try to find a good bull when they just got their heads up. It's more exciting if you wait till late in the evening when they're coming out of the rivers. But a lot of times I need a hippo really, really quick, especially if I'm hunting cats. So I would try to find a good bull, and they're pretty territorial, right where he's hanging and, with his cows and stuff. So slip up there, either catch him coming out of the water, going back to it, or, I have shot some of them right in the water too.
Have you really?
Yeah.
They made a really good bait?
Yeah, you can get 5 baits out of a hippo.
Really?
Yeah, for a lion.
Wow. How did you guys pick your bait size when you say 5? How did you know to divvy them up in 5 ways?
Well, basically, you cut him in quarters. You cut the hams off the hip bones, and you can use that hip with a little bit of the backstrap and tenderloin is still in it too. So you tie that up in a tree. That's where your 5th bait comes from. Sometimes you even cut the neck out of it, make one like for a leopard. You want a lion to eat a little bit and hang it high enough where you have to work for it.
Yeah.
But not enough to really gorge yourself and get super full. You won't even come back.
Oh. So the trick is you got to get it in that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where he can get a little bit of it, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
And he's got to come back.
Yep.
Really? Was hippo probably the best bait or no?
Nah, they don't really care. They're not prejudiced. They eat it all.
So the thing
you couldn't you had a lion you're looking for, it can't really hang in an impala there. You eat the whole thing, leave.
For sure.
He ain't coming back because he knows he ate it all.
Exactly.
So, you have buffalo. Buffalo most of the time cut them in half. But hippo's a big boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can get 5 baits out of him.
Wow.
Sometimes, depending on how big and what you're pulling on. You hang it high enough, they got to really battle for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you guys would skin stuff out that your client would want to take back and, get whatever work done on their taxidermy, did you guys take him back to camp or you guys skinned him out right there where he was at?
Well, we skinned a lot of it right there. We first skin it, and then I have skinners back at camp.
Oh.
And, we pack it with salt once we skinned it, like a cape off a buffalo or an impala or whatever it is. Pack it in salt and tie it up, and then when it gets back to camp, the skinners would take it and then flesh it all out and take the cape off the skull, and clean the skulls up.
So they did kind of all that main stuff back at camp.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
What was it like the first time you cut into an elephant? Was it crazy just how big of a body that was?
Yeah, the whole thing kind of overpowers you, but
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's big.
Oh, my word.
I mean, you're looking at something that weighs 6 tons, so
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And a lot of the natives will eat all that stuff that you guys kill. That
they eat everything but squeal.
really,
Yeah, they don't, especially like down in La Quica. They even take the bones.
wow,
They use the shoulder blades and stuff like that, like a serving tray or plates or stuff like that. But other than that, they
really.
cook all the bones and break them open, for the marrow that's in them.
So nothing got wasted.
Nothing.
Well, that's a really good thing.
They roll the grass out of his stomach, and intestines, and take it all.
Do they really? Oh my word.
Yep. The boys in La Quica, even they'll boil that skin. I don't know how long you got to boil elephant skin to eat it, but that's what they say. They cut it thin and
They would eat the skin?
cook it with beans.
Oh my word.
They're really, really starving for protein.
I guarantee it. I mean, how thick is elephant skin like that?
Yeah, it's pretty thick, over an inch.
Oh my word. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So when you guys when you first started flying out to Tanzania, when you landed, what was it like from there on till your safari? Would you just land in a city?
Oh yeah, you land in Dar es Salaam, and the safari company I was working for was Miambo, and somebody from the the company would be there and get me through customs and this, that, and the other. And then generally I was in town there for a few days, and if I could, I'd only be there like a day or two before the first client showed up. I didn't like to have to stay in town.
No doubt.
And then I'd fly out with them, and we'd go to the first camp. And then from then on, I'd stay in the bush and just move from camp to camp as clients came in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd catch them going one way or the other. Sometimes I have to go back in to catch a plane, to go back to a different camp area, a different part of Tanzania.
Oh, really?
We'd flying in with those bush planes.
Wow.
Once in a while, Michelle would call me and want me to come early, and be shorthanded, set up a camp.
Mm-hmm.
And
what does camp look like when you're out in the bush?
Well, we had tent camps, but they were pretty nice. They're big, Persian rugs on the floor and 4-poster beds, hot and cold showers, flush toilets.
What, really?
Yeah.
They were serious?
Yeah. They were pretty nice.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
What about at night, like worrying about something getting in there?
Zip it shut. We have a guy that walked around, called him the camp scout or, whatever, but he just kind of walked around, make sure anything was coming. And if something really serious was coming on, like lions trying to tear into the skinning sheds or something like that, well, they'd come get me and run down there and fire off over them and run them off.
Oh, so you did have that happen, though?
Not too much.
Every once in a while?
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while. You'd have lions being a pain.
So on your crew, though, it was you, the client, was there another PH, and then some trackers? Or how'd that go?
No. The only time there was another PH there is if there was a 2x1 safari or a 2x2 safari. But other than that, I was by myself.
So you were the boss man.
The client, yeah.
But you had some.
They were.
You had trackers though that went with you every time.
Yeah. Yeah. The Tanzanian people are probably the friendliest people on the planet.
Wow.
I like those Tanzanians better than anywhere I ever been. Anywhere on the globe, I would choose the Tanzanians.
Really?
Yeah, they were great people.
Wow.
I really liked them.
You had some really good trackers with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bet they were unbelievable.
They really were. And there's a... Derek taught me a long time ago when I was first starting over there, to be a team, don't try to be the the great, wonderful Oz.
Yeah.
Just be a team. And that always did me well. And the guys that worked with me on safari, they really, that was us. We were a team. We talked back and two, and whatever I was thinking, I'd run it by them, and vice versa, this, that, and the other. We were good.
Really?
Yeah, there was a loyalty with the guys out of Tanzania that was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. If they were your buddies, you were pards to the end.
Yeah. They were very loyal.
Yep.
Wow. Who do you think your best tracker was over the years?
The most flamboyant was a guy named Makinyunga. Yeah, he was something. But he was...
But he was doing it since he was a kid?
Yeah. Yeah, and he hunted with a lot of some of the great people. They did a movie called In the Blood. It was part of I can't call that president's name that went over there. My mind's slipping. Roosevelt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt went over. He went on safari for about like 2 years. Mac was in that deal. And
Wow.
then when they made the movie, well, not Teddy, but when they made the movie about that safari, Mac was in that deal. And he's actually in that video that they made. You can hear him do it as a little war wobble.
Really? In the blood?
Yeah, it was Teddy Roosevelt's grandson that went back over there. And I think it was in Kenya. I know they were in Tanzania. And Mac and Younger come from Tsavo, where those famous man-eating lions come from. He was out of that tribe.
Really?
Yeah.
There were like known man-eaters down there.
Yep. Yep. I learned a lot of stuff from old Mac. He was quite the woodsman.
I'm sure.
He was very, very, very unique. We got to be really good friends.
Was he the tracker? I thought you told me one time that when those guys were like hunting a rhino or an elephant or something, they would hit him with a poison spear.
Yeah, not a spear, but a poison arrow.
Poison arrow.
Yeah, it's Mac and Younger.
He is the one who told you that?
Yeah, Mac was, he was a big poacher in his day. And he would shoot those, he was poaching rhino as well as elephant with poison arrows.
Was he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he got in trouble. He got him captured and put him in jail. And he was supposed to have went on safari with one of the PHs from there in Kenya. I can't call his name either. It'll come to me in a minute, maybe. But anyways, Mac was always on time. I mean, even if he was walking, if he was going to be in Tanzania, he was in Kenya, and you wanted him to meet you somewhere, Serengeti, Kilimanjaro, wherever, Mac could be there. He'd just show up. And anyways, Mac said that the wardens would come in, and they'd get a hold of somebody and take him out of the cells, and you'd never see him again. You know what they were doing, hanging him, he got hung or whatever. So anyway, they came in there and got Mac, jerked him up, and he said he knew it was the end. That was it. They were going to hang him for sure. And they took him down a little corridor, this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden they opened the door and just shoved him through it and slammed the door back shut.
Wow.
And he was just standing there looking around, and I can't call that guy's name. He wrote a book or two on safaris. But he heard him hollering in the background, Mac, I'm going to get your ass in this truck. And he said, right then, that fellow was top shelf to him.
No doubt.
I know he had to pay, he went in there and paid the constable, bribed him, whatever it was, got him out of jail. But that slowed Mac and Young's poaching days down.
Yeah, big time.
And he was getting old, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. So when you were going back into when you had J&R Outfitters.
Yeah.
How did
I hunted year round. I was here 6 or 7 months, and I was over there 5 to 6 months.
What time of year was it over there in Africa?
Well, in summer here, I would leave, well, especially when we started hunting in Botswana a lot, and some in South Africa as well. But if you're going to be in South Africa or in Botswana, I would be over there in April, May, maybe June. And then either June I would go to Tanzania, or once in a while I would do a safari in Zambia. And then this hunting season started in Tanzania July 1st.
Oh, July 1st.
So I would be there on the 1st of July. That's where I did 90% of my safaris was in Tanzania.
Wow.
I hunted a bunch in Botswana and Zambia as well.
But this is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres. That's open, right?
Oh, yeah. Millions.
Millions.
Well, like the Kilimanjaro, it was probably 60 miles wide and 80 miles deep.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know how big that is, but big.
No fences.
No.
Just straight up woods.
And most all of that in Tanzania, especially out in the west where we were, well, all over. There's no fences, none.
Wow.
The only fences are around Dar es Salaam, and fly out of that becomes the bush. And a lot of it's been poached to where there's no game there. Just cattle and sheep and stuff like that.
What is the terrain like, though? Is a lot of open or is a lot of woods?
Well, I mean, it just depends on where you're at, what you're talking about. It's like somebody asking you, what's North America like?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Depends on where you are.
So no
matter where you go, you'll be somewhere and think, man, this is, like Moyawasi. First time I went into Moyawasi, I thought, hell, this is like Florida.
Yeah.
Cabbage palms, the whole shebang. And then the next place you go to, it looks like you're in Arkansas.
Wow.
So, but it changes dramatically. I mean, you can be down on the lowlands, where they got oranges and stuff growing, and then all of a sudden you're at a higher elevation. 200 miles away is different, like a different country.
Really?
Yeah, it can change dramatically.
So there are some spots, though, that look like Florida.
Yeah, there's spots that look like everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything over there. How did you start J&R? What year was that?
1984. Yeah. Too lazy to work, too scared to steal. So thought I'd get in the hunting business.
So how did you start it?
I was working for one of the Roberts out of Immokalee, Richard Roberts. I'd worked for his dad, Dias, day work and stuff like that. Anyways, I'd helped one of my in-laws in the feedlot business, so I had a little knowledge of feedlot, and he wanted to feed some heifers. Anyways, I started helping him, and I just got talking about it. And one thing about Richard, I mean, if you had a way to make money, he was in. Yeah, he'd try anything. And that's how it started, Joe and Richard, J&R Outfitters. That was 1984. And we run a hunting business there, built it up, was successful for a while, and then when Dias died, they were going to go through another division, and I helped the Roberts family when they went through the first division. So I didn't really want to do it, and I had an opportunity to move to Indiantown. So we split our partnership. He still stayed in the hunting business, got another guy to run it, and I moved to Indiantown, went out on my own. That was 1989.
Oh, really? That's when you were on your own?
Yep.
Wow. So what was it like running it when you had to bring in those exotics and stuff? How did you get into that?
I didn't bring them in to start with. I didn't really get in the exotic business till after we bought it. And we bought the thing in 2000. And then by 2001 or 2002, somewhere in there, I can't remember the dates. But anyways, once we bought the place, then we had to fence it, this, that, and the other, and then we started filling it up with game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was 2001 or 2, somewhere in there.
Was it hard to get those animals?
Nah.
No?
All it takes is money. All you got, if there's anything in the world today, there's somebody in the United States owns it. There's more tigers in the state of Texas than there is in Southeast Asia.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So you just got to have money to get started.
You just got to get, like W.R. Fewox, he dealt in exotic game, so anything, if he didn't have it, he'd know somebody.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So that was your tie when you got those axis deer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Your water buffalo, too, came from him?
Yep. Yeah. I had an idea that I wanted to promote a real buffalo hunt in the United States. And in the cattle industry, and we all got a bull pasture. You just shove them bulls together. They push and shove around there for a few days, and then they kind of settle out. Buffalo are really aggressive with cows. I mean, you can't have cows and a bull here, and then the next pasture cows, and they'll tear that fence down all to pieces. And they fight till one of them gives. One of them will leave.
Really?
Yeah. So I decided, well, I won't get any cows. I'll just buy them bulls and shove them out there in that woods and just let them grow. And that's basically what we did. When I first got started, I bought any bulls I could find at any age. And then after 4 or 5 years, them older bulls got more and more mature. You couldn't bring old bulls in there. You could put calves in there, yearlings, long yearlings and stuff like that. But anything else, you bring another mature bull, put him in there, they'll kill him pretty quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would have it. So what we had was what was raised there. Oh. And then over the years, you got that calf running, with them older bulls, and they get seeing them older bulls turned over. By the time he's 8 or 10 years old, he pretty much knows the drill. When you get sneaking around them, they know what's up.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, it was pretty good.
They were really aggressive?
They could be, yeah.
Not every time?
Buffalo are always that way.
Yeah.
You shoot enough buffalo, you're going to find that one that hadn't read the book about falling down. He's hard to contend with.
Oh, I'm sure. And
I had some years I'd have as many charges out of the water buffalo as I had out of the Cape buffalo.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes there's more out of the Capes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So when you were shooting those buffalo in Indiantown, what were you shooting? Same deal?
Same rifles. Yeah.
You're shooting a side by side? Mm-hmm. Wow. How hard was it to keep them contained, though? I feel like they would just...
Well, it had that 8-foot fence, and it was strong, really strong. When we first put them in there, we put a hot wire around it, too.
Really?
Yeah.
And it did a good job of holding them in?
Yeah. They learned to stay away from it. And then over the years, the hot wire kind of fell apart, but they never did tear out. They stayed tore out the whole time. I put buffalo in there before I had the high fence. They were always out. And, we run them back in, or we roped a bunch of them, me and Kevin Roberts. And
Yeah, he was telling me that.
yeah, everybody in the world wanted to rope some of them buffalo when we first got it, but after 5 or 6, 7 years, there wasn't very many people wanted to fool with them buffalo.
Yeah.
He's a bad boy when you rope him.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, he's coming.
He means it.
When you turn him around, he's coming down that rope. So
Full power.
Yeah, you want to be pointed in the direction you want to go. 'Cause he's coming.
Really?
Yeah, get him on there, and then even when you get him on the trailer and get ropes off of him, which is a difficult thing in itself. Man.
Oh my gosh.
Really sharp accurate with the tips of them horns, trying to get rope off of them, hook everything out of your hand, jerk them out of your hand.
Jeez.
They never quit fighting.
The whole time?
They never quit fighting. They don't quit fighting when you got him roped. They don't quit fighting when he's on that trailer. He's either hooking at those horses, hooking at the dogs, or
Something.
hooking at you.
Wow.
They bent that trailer all to pieces over the years.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
What do you do when you turn them out, though?
Turn him outside gate.
Oh, yeah? And be ready to roll.
Yeah, you go up the trailer because he's coming. He's going to run around there and look for you.
I guarantee it.
One of them, we turned him out, that aggravating little rascal. He put us up on top of the horse trailer. He wouldn't leave. He'd walk all the way around that trailer, hooking at it. Kevin wanted to get down, He said, well, let's go down the neck of the trailer, and jump the truck and leave. I wouldn't let him do that. It was a pretty new truck. I didn't want him to cave that truck in,
Yeah.
Which he would have. Mashed them doors and everything else where they wouldn't work. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
No, just sit here. So we had to wait him out. He finally left. And then we had another buffalo that was inside. He didn't come out. Out the side door. He's still in there. He's a mad boy. Still hooking at everything, but he wouldn't jump out that door. So we went and got some dead cabbage fans and throwed them up in there. Mm-hmm. Well, that brought him out. But when he come out same way, he was mad. So up on the trailer we was again. And we'd pour that black tar on those trailers back in those days, put rock on it, for them horses and stuff stand on. Mm-hmm. So now them cabbage fans, they're still in there just burning away. And we got this thing buffalo, got us treed. Man, we can't. Same way, they didn't want to go get in the truck, tear it up. But now my trailer was catching on fire. All that tar was catching on fire and getting the black smoke. And of course, got horses and dogs on it. And that was a hoot.
I'm sure.
And he finally left, and we jumped down there and got dirt and throwed it up on the fire, got the fire out on the horse trailer.
You got it put out?
Yeah.
Wow. Were they just really more of a pain to fool with than they were worth, or you liked having them around?
Oh, I liked having them around. They were exciting.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there was nothing boring about fooling with a buffalo. Hunting him or roping him. Any of it was exciting.
You'd hunt them on a buggy?
Yeah. But, always afoot. He didn't shoot buffalo from a buggy unless he was wounded or something like that. But other than that, we was always afoot, which is, the exciting part of hunting buffalo. Mm-hmm. Be on his terms.
For sure.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, that was the reason to not be on the buggy, though, is he was really just too far? Or it was part of the kind of like the sport of it? You want to be on the ground with him?
Yeah. You use the buggy to get where you're going, and then it's all stalking.
Wow.
Try to get close to him.
Kevin told me a story about a buggy you guys had that you'd float them on the river back in the day. Then you had to take one across the ocean on a cargo ship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of those. They call them Palm Beach buggies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought one of those for the Kill and Barrel. Me and Kevin took it apart and put it on a ship, put it in a ship container, and then we shipped it over on a ship. Took about 3 months to get there.
Was it the first swamp buggy over there?
Yeah, they never seen such.
Wow.
So we got it out, got it all put together, and then got it to Kill and Barrel. But the first thing they did, they put too many people on it and tried to cross one of them rivers. And of course, the buggy turned upside down, drowned a couple men, and
Wow.
that really messed, engine, transmission, everything full of water.
So they flipped it.
Yeah.
How is the best way to float them? How do you float a buggy like that?
Either be on it by yourself or, you can get it off in there, but the easiest way is push it around by boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just run it right off in that river, right upside the boat. And, when it comes up, it'll be right there beside the boat. Just grab a hold of it.
And you can push it around.
Yeah, tie it off to the side.
So what makes it flip is too much weight on the top side.
Yeah, it's top heavy.
And it'll flip. Those tires have to have a certain amount of air in them, though? They got to be really low, or no?
No, the more air in it, the more float it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, but those big old tires, they don't weigh nothing.
Yeah.
Engine's the heaviest thing on them.
For sure.
So, they float.
Really?
The one there with that long, the balance on it wasn't just so. When we'd float it a lot, I'd put a 55-gallon drum right under the front bumper, tie it off with a rope, and it'd pop right up real fast.
Really?
Yeah, and float right level. It would keep it level.
Wow. And then you push it around with a boat.
Mm-hmm. Go across those rivers.
No way. That's pretty legit. You don't see a whole lot of that anymore at all.
No.
Now, they don't hunt with a swamp buggy over there now, do they?
I don't know. I don't know what they did. That was in the Kill and Barrel. That was, it was Miambo sold out. I retired I retired in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happened after that.
Wow. How did you get into quail hunting?
I've always done that ever since we started in 1984.
Really?
That's where we started
doing quail hunts.
Hunting. Yeah.
It was a pretty fun thing for you. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I like the bird dog part of it.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to hunt in Wyoming a bunch too. I liked hunting those sage grouse with pointer bird dogs. So they had to be really, really broke.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take several days to teach them bird dogs to get way off of it. And here, a bird dog can get right up, these pen raised birds, he can stand right up on them. They'll just be running around.
Mine do.
Get them up. Yeah,
mine do.
So I decided I had a Labrador that I used to hunt snipe with.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I'd use that lab, see if he wouldn't get those birds flying. That way I could keep those English pointers more steady. And it was all just basically for hunting sage grouse, but it turned out it made quail hunting 100 times better.
Wow.
And then within a few years, I had a barn full of Labradors. And then one of my clients introduced me to the English Cocker Spaniels.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly after that, I had a barn full of Cocker Spaniels, hardly any labs.
Yeah.
They don't get sore. And then from then on, now everybody uses them.
100%.
Anywhere you go hunting, they use them flush dogs.
Absolutely.
And I started that out of wanting to hunt sage grouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it all came about.
Really? Yeah, I use a Springer Spaniel.
Yeah, any of them will work. Any of the flush dogs will work.
So back when you were a kid, though, you guys didn't use a flush dog?
No, we were all shooting native birds.
Really?
Yeah, dogs stand on point. You just walk past him, and as you walked into the bird, they'd explode.
You were the flush dog.
Yeah. Yeah. That was native birds. You don't need a flush dog.
Really? They were going to get up and go.
Yeah, most of the native birds died out in the 80s. Early to mid 80s, they pretty much disappeared. By the 90s, they were about gone. So most of the guides nowadays, they have no concept of what native bird hunting was like.
100%. I have
Not
no
their
concept.
fault. They're just not any.
Yeah.
Very few places.
Yeah, we put them out.
Yeah, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I'm hunting now, we release 100,000 birds. And we do a lot of bird shooting there. They got 6, 7 trucks going at a time.
100%.
Yeah, it's a private little club there, Pine Creek.
But when you guys were putting them out in the morning of, like I put mine out once a week on a feeder route. But when you guys were putting them out, like Kevin was telling me, the trailers, like It has no light. You go in, you get your birds. How do you store them, though? How do you store those birds for when you put them out every day or every morning
Well,
when they're pen raised?
we do it it takes more process. You know, we start early, we get our birds going, and then you get your coveys established. And, you know, try not to ever shoot your coveys completely down. But once your coveys are established, pen-raised birds, they'll take them on. I mean, you can get a covey of birds, be 50, 80, 100, you know, birds in it.
100%.
So we put out birds. You can put out however many you want to, but our release birds that we put out, morning or afternoon or whenever, I used them for callback birds.
Oh.
Whether you don't got that many, you just kick them out. You know, this, that, and the other. They go to whistling because they're looking for all their buddies around there, and that brings the wild birds in, or the acclimated birds.
Yeah, that brings that old covey back.
Yeah, so now you're shooting acclimated birds all the time.
So they were really more of a callback.
Yep.
Than
you
anything.
just keep pouring them to them.
100%. Wow. Because you're going to see which ones are going to fly good and which ones are not.
Yep. Anything that's dumb, you know, if somebody doesn't shoot very well, that's what's still left on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a shot at him the next go round.
How did you meet Doc? I read his book. I read both of them, actually.
I was working with, like I say, with Richard Roberts and Bobby Roberts, one of the old Roberts. He about died. A horse kicked him, busted his liver, and they couldn't get the bleeding to stop. Anyway, Jack Flanagan at the Lakeland Clinic took care of him and kept him from dying anyways. But Jack Flanagan was a big bird hunter. Bobby owned, you know, well, the Roberts family. I mean, they probably had 100 sections down there in Immokalee between the family and Red Cattle Company. Anyways, Dr. Greenfield was big buddies with Jack Flanagan. So Jack would invite Doc down, and they'd go down and hunt on Bobby's private, you know, personal place and quail hunt back in the 70s, late 70s and 80s. There was just a lot of birds in the woods back then.
All wild.
So the birds had pretty much started to die out in the 80s. They didn't find anything down there with Bobby. And Bobby told him, he said, my nephew's got a new hunting business going, you know, up in Felden. And he said, we'll go up there. And at that time, the place that I was hunting with J&R was 27 sections. And we found some birds, and then, of course, we had release birds in there too. And Doc had a ball, so he and I got to be buddies from then. That was 1984, 1985.
Wow, so that's like how you guys met. And from there on.
Yeah, he just started hunting with me all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Year round, really?
Well, during hunting season.
Yeah.
April to October.
Oh, so he quail hunted with you all the time.
Yeah, and then I talked him into going out west with me to shoot sage grouse. He didn't want to go, but I said, well, you can't quail hunt yet. Season ain't over, so you ain't got nothing else to do. So we went out there and had a ball. So we did that for quite a few years.
Wow.
And then he loved side-by-side shotguns. He shot Purdy's. He had an assortment of Parkers. And he had that Grand Holland, Holland, that 500 460. So I told him, I said, come go shoot a buffalo with me. You ain't never killed nothing with that rifle anyway, except a few dead pine trees. And I'll take you where Hemingway and all them boys wrote all those magazines, you know, all those books and stuff like that. Robert Rourke. And Fort Tacoma was pretty famous with Hemingway. So that's where I took Doc on his first buffalo hunt. And he had such a grand time, he told me he wanted to hunt buffalo every year as long as he was able.
Wow.
And then from there, we wound up killing a lion or two, a couple of lions, I guess. And hunted elephant with me a few times. He really enjoyed elephant hunting. A lot of tracking, a lot of walking. And he shot a pile of buffalo with me. He probably shot more buffalo than half these young PHs shot.
I'm sure.
In his time.
Wow.
He was a trip. He wound up doing 16 safaris with me.
Did he really?
He was over 65 when he did the first one.
Oh, wow. That was his first one?
Yeah.
No way.
When he went on his first buffalo hunting, he was 65 or 66 years old.
What was your guys' age gap between you and him?
I don't remember. 25 years, probably 25 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, so those 16, was that all of his time in Africa, or he went more without you?
No, those were all with me. The only time he went without me is I was trying to get him to book a hunt with me. I wanted to go into a place down in the south. He said, Jesse, I wanted to take Doc down there and hunt elephants. And he told me, he says, no, I'm done. I'm not going to do any more hunts. I said, all right, September's going to roll around. You're going to want to go hunting. And I'm not going to be able to take you. And sure enough, I was off in Africa, and he got bug, and then he wanted to go, and he called up Cabela's, and they sold him a leopard hunt in Namibia with hounds.
Oh, okay. That's in the book.
Yeah.
That's in the book.
He darted a rhino and shot that leopard with hounds. That was the only hunt he's ever was on that I wasn't with him.
No way.
Yeah. I said, see, I told you.
100%. You were right.
Yeah.
So he darted a rhino, where they just do what they had to do, and he'd get back up and go on.
Yeah.
And it's like a simulated deal.
Yeah.
How did you end up with this one here? Was it a client that shot him, or no?
Yep. It was a hunt with another client, and they don't use anything off a rhino.
Nothing at all.
It's all fiberglass. And
Wow.
the horn itself, they measure it, and put it in there and pour the mold, this, that, and the other, but then you give you the horn.
Oh, wow.
But the trophy itself is all fiberglass.
Is it really?
Yeah, so one of my clients shot this one, and it went to South Africa to get, get it mounted. And then, of course, the other stuff was going over there. So I just had the guy say, when you pour it, pour two.
And you got yours?
Yeah.
Was that your only rhino, or no?
Yeah, no, I helped on several, or, kill several. But I shot this one as a backup shot.
Did you really?
Yeah, with him. But he shot a good shot in him. He just got where he couldn't go. He was having a lot of trouble with bone spurs.
Oh.
So I didn't want to have to track him,
Absolutely.
when he come running by, I flattened him.
So that's another one of those deals where you got to get pretty close to him.
Yeah.
You want to be right on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
But a rhino, he can be deadly if you don't give him credit due, because he's big and he's got a bad horn on him.
Oh,
But
man.
he can also be awful stupid.
He can be?
Yeah, the tick birds give them away. They're always got tick birds on them. Tick birds go off flying. They realize, that something's there, startle them, because tick birds, they ain't gonna fly generally human, but something's there that spooked them. So this particular is a young bull anyways, but we had gotten pretty close to him and looked at him, and it wasn't that big a deal. And all of a sudden, when the tick birds got away from him, then it spooked him, and then he realized there was something in front of him. So he went around and he put his head behind this bush. It was about this high. Walked around behind it like he was hiding. So his head was hid, but you got this enormous rhinoceros, behind this little bitty bush. But he's hid, with his head under it.
He thought he was doing it.
Yeah, that tickled me to no end.
Wow. So they don't have a whole lot of brain power, though, sometimes.
No, he's pretty prehistoric. I think he's probably the most prehistoric mammal that they know of.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, they haven't changed much in millions of years, or however long you've been going.
Yeah, absolutely.
The rhinos that go back to whatever they call that thing after the dinosaurs. Yeah, he hadn't changed much.
Wow.
Same with the crocodile. He's the same as he was then, too. He's millions of years old. He's still the same lizard.
What was the biggest one you shot of them?
Biggest croc I ever shot was 13.9.
Oof. It's a big one.
And but the end of his nose was bit off, and he was bobtailed.
No way.
Yeah. So his fins were about 6 inches apart at the stump. So I figured, that he was probably close to 17 foot.
Oh, my gosh.
Easy 16, maybe pushing 17 foot.
Really? That big?
Yeah.
He was giant.
Like something out of Jurassic Park.
No doubt.
We couldn't slide. We couldn't move him. Couldn't slide. Couldn't do nothing with him. We shot him on a bank, but we basically took some footheads and then cut the bank down where it looked like he was laying on a beach, and took the boats out into the water to photograph back where you could shoot him with. mean, take pictures of him. 'Cause you couldn't move him.
Oh my
Couldn't do
gosh.
nothing with him. I don't know how big he was, how much he weighed, but it was a bunch.
Now you shot him on the bank?
Yeah.
Is that how you hunt him? Mm-hmm. You wait till he's up sunning himself?
Well, that's what he was doing. We snuck up on him, while he was. And a lot of times the same way. If you got a big croc at a certain area, you'll hang a bait on the ground, but just off up on the thing, and then build your blind, and he'll come up and get on the bank.
You can get him then.
Yeah. You want to shoot him on the bank. Other than that, you have to go swimming for him. That's not nice.
No, I guarantee it. If
He's
you
got
shoot him in
he's got buddies down there with him.
no doubt. You shoot him in the water, you can kind of count on him being gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't always hunt on the right side of the law. When I started hunting crocs, I took a gator hook with me.
Did you?
Yeah, a treble hook on a rope. Shoot him in the water. I'll fish him in there and bring him out of there.
Mm-hmm. No way.
Hopefully you don't hang it in something that ain't wounded.
Seriously. So what ended up with Big Cypress? How did you get down there? Cypress and the Glades County hunt area.
Oh, well, first time I've always had cattle, and then I bought a guy out that had a bunch of cattle down in the Big Cypress, down below the Indian Reservation. His name was Jerry Willis. And somebody had asked him about would he sell it, and he thought about it, and he said, yeah, I'd sell it for XYZ. And I'd heard about it, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can't figure out a way to buy him out, which I did. And the same way, that was way back when.
When did you buy him out from down there? When did you buy him out? What year was that?
Oh, man. Probably in the late 70s, I think. 78, maybe 79, late 70s, I think. Could be wrong. Long time ago.
How big was that place?
It was half a township.
Half a township?
Yeah.
What is half a township in acres?
It's 36 sections, whatever that is, times 640. And it's 6 by 6, 6 miles wide, 6 miles deep. But that place was 5.5 miles across the front, 6 miles deep, and only a mile wide on the south end. So split it diagonal.
Oh, really? It was like kind of like a triangle, kind of.
Yeah. So that was it. I don't know how many acres it was.
It was all cypress country. Was it really?
It was actually where the cypress meets the glades. If you flew over it, on the east side of it, you see right where the cypress tree is, like a wall. You could look at it, and the trees just came and they stop.
Really?
That was it. And
Then Glades.
Yep.
After that.
Yeah. That's where the sawgrass started. But the Miccosukee was on the next fence over east of me, but the Miccosukee had cleaned all the sawgrass off their place and planted grass. So mine wasn't, but it had sawgrass in different places, but it had a lot of open ground where a lot of torpedo grass maiden cane was. So it's pretty neat.
Wow. But it was a big place that was hard to gather, or no?
No, it wasn't that hard to gather, but I mean, I was there a long time. If you wasn't used to it or didn't know where you were going, it was hard to gather because you was in the cypress a lot. People get turned around and
I'm sure.
not knowing where the heck they was.
Yeah, day workers today, we don't know nothing about a big place like that, really and truly. I mean, there's a few places that some of these guys go, but
Yeah. Well, when I hired day workers, I gathered it mostly by myself or with somebody. And the somebody was generally just right ahead of me where you could open a gate in a crevice. Or, help, hold cattle while I made rounds, and bring them to them. And they were dog broke. I mean, I was broke as the 10 Commandments. I couldn't afford no full cow crew.
yeah. So you had to do it alone.
Yeah. And I generally hire one man.
Wow. What was the name of that dog that you took down there when you told me that you gathered that place alone?
I had a dog I got from Bobby Monstioka, was the best one I ever had. I called him Bob.
What was he like?
Just a black bobtail cur dog.
Just had a ton of go?
Yeah. He was pretty handy.
Really?
Yeah, and he was really, really good at trailing cattle. Come across the trail where them old cows or something, crossed one of them roads or something like that. He'd trail them up. He could bay them up and down there and mind them and, look around, Bob be gone. And what he did, he fooled around there and hit the trail as maybe some other cattle that was grazed on them. I mean, you hear him way off in the distance. And he'd have them too.
Really?
Yeah. That was back when I could hear. Couldn't do it this day. I'd have to have a tracking collar on him.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, he botched him up. And then, of course, like I say, the old cows were dog broke pretty good. Mm-hmm. You hit them on that trail and point them towards that dog, they'd go to him.
Oh, really? They'd go right to a barking dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I guess that's...
I already stopped them.
Yeah.
You know, if they heard a dog bark, you know, a lot of times they'd run together if they stand there, you know, they wouldn't just come to you. A lot of times they would.
Wow.
If there's anywhere in the open ground or something like that, when they could see you, they'd come to you. Mm-hmm. They'd come to that dog.
Yeah, no doubt. So there's a lot of time, though, when you were riding, you're going to be in cypress trees. Mm-hmm. That place stayed underwater?
No, it'd get dry in springtime. It looked like you'd carry 1,000 head, but when it got wet, it was wet, deep.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was probably 2/3 cypress.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what would they eat, though, in the cypress? Would they pretty much have to go somewhere that was balled
that
open?
cypress full of maiden cane, torpedo grass, whatever.
And they would eat that? Yeah. Wow.
Maiden cane, mostly.
You miss having it, or no?
Nah, I liked it down there, but it ain't that big a deal. It was a pain because there was a lot of people in there had camps that owned little places. The Collier Company was checkerboarded. There was always somebody tearing the dang fence down, cows getting out. You get tired of that.
Yeah, it happened all the time?
Yeah.
Wow, no way.
We were always having to go down there and put cows back where somebody tore in there, you know, going to somebody's camp.
Jeez. I'm sure there was plenty of good times, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically where I got started.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And I came from there to the hunt area. The hunt area was a lot better. That was a private little hunting club, you know, and they kept gates shut. Nobody cut no fences. And it was bigger and better.
Really? Than the cypress?
Yeah, a lot better than the cypress.
Wow. What was the country like?
Well, mostly planted pines and ukes, but, you know, you just had those marshes and sloughs. It was almost 40,000 acres. It didn't run but about 650, 700 head of cows. Wow. All you had was the ponds and sloughs, but boy, they were strong. They were mucky.
They were good.
Yeah.
And that place, though, you did hire a crew?
Yep. I'd hire a crew there.
How many cows did Big Cypress hold when you had it? You had to gather it alone?
Most it had was on it was close to around 400. They had an extremely wet winter or stuff like that. 400 would really had a hard time.
So the hunt area would hold more.
Yeah.
How was it shaped, though? Was it shaped in a similar way or no?
No, it was just big and square. I mean, it went from 29 to Donald Peoples, and then from 27 to 78.
Jeez. Giant place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also split into 4 pastures, so, you know, it was easier to gather in that respect. You didn't have to do the whole thing. Where the cypress didn't have no cross fences, nothing. We just had 2 traps and a set of cow pens.
Jeez. That's pretty cool, though. So when did you get out of there? When did you have to sell out and get out of there?
When they sold everything to the state, we still stayed in there for a long time. When we got the hunt area, I moved a bunch of cows in there, and then I really liked it, and I just decided, you know, I'd had enough of that down there. And it was closer to home, but it was a better pasture. So I just walked away from it. Pulled everything out of there and put everything in the hunt area.
Now, when you had those places, though, you still were going to Africa? This was before 2010?
Oh, yeah.
So you still were hopping back into?
I did what back in?
You were just hopping back into from Florida to Africa still at this time?
Yeah. Generally, when I got home, that's the first thing we had to do, start gathering cows.
Wow. You stayed busy.
Yeah.
You stayed busy between that and J&R and all that stuff. Was it hard running that business, though, J&R, or not really?
Not really. Lizzie took care of all the books. And then I had Kevin Roberts working for me. He was just handy as pockets on his shirt. And when I'd walk away from here, I'd just leave Kevin in charge. And whatever happened, was good enough, qualified enough, and a good enough cowboy, he could get it done.
For sure.
So I tried to take care of Kevin when we sold. A little bit, best we could.
No doubt.
But he was a good man.
Absolutely. He's a dear friend.
That's the only way that really would have worked. I had to have somebody capable like Kevin to leave here. He's like, I just walked away from it. What, nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. And he held the fort down.
Yep. Cows get out, hurricanes, whatever. Checking fences, whatever. I had somebody here I could count on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good thing. I help him pretty often with his stuff.
He was a hand.
No doubt. He's going to be excited to hear this. I told him that I called him up, said, "Hey, I'm interviewing Joey." So what's one thing, before we wrap it up, what's one thing you'd say to someone who wants to be a PH and go over to Africa? Is that still a possibility for people around here, or no? You pretty much got to be born into it.
If there's a will, there's a way. Patience is probably the best thing you need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have patience, don't fool with it. And the other side of the coin is it doesn't matter how many life-threatening situations you've been in or how many close calls. I mean, if you fool a dangerous game, you're going to have plenty. But patience is the number one thing. And you're in the entertainment business.
In the hunting industry.
Yeah, they gotta be having fun or they ain't going to come back.
For sure.
You can't go over there and try to walk them into the dirt. A lot of young PHs do. They want to make them earn it, as I've heard them say. Well, you can make him earn it, but he ain't coming back.
Yeah.
He'll have a ball, I'm glad he went this, that, and the other, but he's thinking, I ain't gonna pay that kind of money to do that again.
Yeah. What kind of clients, though, did you typically have? Were they doctors? Were they have to all be wealthy to do that, sure enough, right?
Yeah, South Africa, if you're down there, anybody per se, I mean, if you're working for yourself, you can probably put that together.
Mm-hmm.
For what you get, bang for your buck, it's probably the best hunting on the globe. Say $20,000, which is the price of $25,000, is the price of, say, a bear hunt in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more than that now. For $25,000 in South Africa, you shoot enough game, your taxidermy bill will be that high.
I'm sure.
So that can be done. But once you go off-own safari and the big safaris, a dangerous game, then it's not for the meek and mild.
Yeah.
It takes a very high-income people
to do that.
Yeah, and these people that come, people want to make fun of them, but these people have hunted all over the world too. They're good shots, they're good hunters, and they've just happened to have enough money to go and do as they dang well please.
Wow.
So same way, he's not impressed with you being macho about the whole deal.
For sure.
You're there to entertain him.
Yeah, keep him safe and entertain him.
Yeah. So I would say that. Just remember you're in the entertainment business and patience.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two best things. And then all the rest of it, good shots, experience a dangerous game, learn how to track, skin, whatever. That'll all come.
100%. It's about $100,000 to do that kind of hunt now, those 21-day safaris or more?
No, last I talked to them boys, they were $250,000, $280,000 do a 21-day safari. I would say now it's probably over $300,000.
Oh my gosh. That's a bit out of my price range.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of that anytime soon.
Yeah, but
maybe one day.
If you're one of these billionaires walking around and you're making, $700,000, or 800,000 million a year.
Yeah.
700 or 800 million a year, then it ain't quite so bad.
No.
But you got to remember too, Tanzania only kills back then. The quota for the country was 350 lions.
That's it.
That's it for the country.
And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them over there.
Well, I don't know how many thousands there are, but there's a lot of them. But still 300. So you're only doing 350 safaris, 350 lions on a global market.
Wow.
You'll find people.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, people come from all over. There's more Americans per capita that go on safari than any other group of people. But, South Africans, people from Spain, King of Spain hunted with us. I met the guy, I don't know what they call him. He was kind of like the Maharaja of India or the Pope of India.
Really?
Of that Hindu religion. He was their Pope. He came on safari. I wasn't his PH, but Michele was, and Michele needed a rifle, so I took the rifle that I had a spare over for him and met him, and he had his harem and all that stuff with him. And
wow.
I mean, you just they're mostly just people. They're all the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just
but
people.
if they're there, they got a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's in oil or whatever.
So you had a little bit of everything, though, client-wise.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Pretty cool.
I really got to be friends with most of them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Most of them, they just like being treated fairly.
Mm-hmm. Taken care of.
They want to be pards with you. Well, they don't want to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
So, same way. You're in the entertainment business.
Dang right.
And you can call yourself the PH and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy's got to want to come back.
Yeah. To get that PH, though, even though you come in front of the board and all that, you got to have a few years under your belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanzania seemed like they kind of pushed it. You need to have at least 5 lions, 5 leopard, 30, 40, 50 buffalo.
That was the prereq.
Yeah, if you had that, then they would start talking to you. If you were under that, then pretty much you weren't going to get licensed.
So the only way to get those animals, though, you had to kind of ride along with somebody.
Yeah, you need to do an apprenticeship.
Wow.
Somebody's got to take you on. That's the hardest part, finding somebody over there that wants to take on an American.
Wow. I guess it is possible, though. I'm sure there is somebody.
Yeah. I did it.
Yeah.
Rourke, which he was basically a client. But Capstick, I don't know how Capstick got licensed. I don't know the whole story. He became a famous rider.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Capstick, he was a professional hunter. He was a heck of a drunk. But he was a very, very good rider. He was one of the main things that put safari back on the map because it had went through its heyday back in the days of Hollywood, and all that other stuff. So when Capstick started writing them books in the 70s, I think it was the 70s, he wrote Death in the Long Grass and all that. That was the most famous book he wrote. And, at the end of the day, at the end of the season, like when we meet up in Las Vegas or Reno, wherever the Safari Club show was, we all get together, all the PHs wind up at a certain bar. So, have our war stories of what we did that year, this, that, and the other. It's always been that way, and laugh about the clients you had and what happened and the funny stuff. And Capstick was always there, but Capstick would take notes and stuff like that. So all his books of all the stuff that he said he did, I'm sure he did some of it, but the majority of it was another PH. But it's just the way he wrote it. He wrote it like he did it, and it made his book, that much more thrilling. And then everybody read it. If you want to read a neat book, read Death in the Long Grass by Peter Capstick.
Really? Death in the Long Grass.
I don't think he was a PH for that many years. And like I said, he was really a famous drunk. Rourke was a big drunk too. But Rourke wrote a book called Use Enough Gun. That was his claim to fame. That was also another book that people read, and wanted to be back on safari. Wow. But those two guys there basically put safari back on the map in the 70s, 60s, 70s, where then it just became, it skyrocketed now.
Oh, really?
It was then.
That's really what put it on the map at that time?
Yeah.
Was their writing? Yeah,
because it was phasing out.
Really?
Well, people didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But then they read them books and thought, this is what we can do this.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
And everybody wants to read about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most all the writers that write those books will tell you, like Dr. Greenfield, his book about quail hunting.
I read that one too.
Yeah.
You gave me that book.
Yeah. But I got stacks of those books. He bought a bunch of them, once he got them. He would give them out to his friends and stuff like that. When he died, I got all those books. And that book, I've given them to my friends around. Rather than that, I just got boxes of them that Doc had left me. But the safari books, I've only got 3 or 4 of those books, and there's people standing in line want one.
I guarantee it.
So same way, any books they write, they read a little bit, but safari books they sell. Everybody wants to read a book on safari.
100%. Well, I loved Bwana Babu.
Yeah.
That was a great book.
He was a hoot. And clients see things different. Like the elephant that he shot, it looked right at us, and he made a good shot on him, and then I hit a backup shot with him, and then as he turned and run, I hipped him, and over he went.
Mm-hmm.
So he fell on his right side. And Doc had read somewhere that elephants always fall on their shot side,
Really?
bullets. Yeah. So when he looked at him, he was looking at the bullet holes. He said, I would have never dreamed those bullets would have went all the way through. I said, he didn't go through this, though. It's the side we shot him on. He turned to the right, and you shot him, and I shot him, and then I hipped him, as he was running away, and broke him down, and over he went. He said, no, we shot him on his right side. I said, no. So, anyways, the next day we were cutting him all up, this, that, and the other. And we got him about half cut up. Then we tied a truck to him so we could roll him over. The elephant hits the ground. You do everything you're going to do to him right where he's laying. You can't move him.
100%.
So we had ropes on him, and we backed it up and run against it. Anyways, we rolled him over, and then I showed Doc. I said, see, no bullet holes on this side. He looked at him. He said, it was just a self-sealing hide. Turned and walked off. That was it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
he said
great.
he was like John Wayne. Never admit you're wrong. It's a sign of weakness.
Now, I'm sure you guys had a lot of good times over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think
Right,
that was your most memorable time, though, was with that elephant? Or was there another specific hunt that you really enjoyed with him?
No, we just did so many. There's just no one particular one stands out. The more you talk, the more things come back to your mind that you haven't thought about in years.
Of course. Starts getting the juices flowing.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of good times.
Yeah, man. You miss it? You miss it at all or no?
Huh?
You miss it at all over there?
Not per se. I would love to go back again and see the boys and maybe sit around camp.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get there, I went on a lion hunt in 2016. It's when I go back, it's like coming home, I fall right into it. The language starts coming back to you. But as far as missing it, no, I don't. I wouldn't take nothing for the memories.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
But I don't really have a desire to go.
Yeah.
I don't miss going over there.
No, I gotcha.
I did it for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Plenty of memories.
Yeah. I went almost 20 years nonstop.
Jeez.
And started in 80 or 81 like that. My last safari was in 2010 or 11.
What do they speak over there?
Swahili.
Swahili. And you could speak plenty of it?
Yeah. Swahili was fine. And in South Africa, a lot of Zulu and Afrikaans. Afrikaans was more like a throat sickness. Wheezing and gagging, slobbering all over yourself, trying to funny. And Botswana, I can't remember what that language was, but they had a lot of Bushmen there too. They do a lot of clicking and popping. And but like I say, I spent most of the time in Tanzania, and Swahili was.
That was the language.
Yeah.
Could those guys speak any English?
Some of them could speak a few words, but most of them didn't speak any English.
Oh, so you had to communicate with them in Swahili.
Yeah, if you want to talk to them. Handy.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it hard to learn?
No, actually, I thought it was quite a simple language. But, every year you just get more and more and more and more and more. But I didn't have when you get in town and they want to talk about politics or women or that kind of stuff, I didn't have the vocabulary for it because I was always on safari.
Yeah, you're out in the bush.
Yeah. And we make fun of women and stuff like that, like men do, and oddity and things like that. But mostly it's talking about hunting and, the clients and what we need. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the one story I forgot to ask you about, I don't know if it was you told me it or Kevin told me it, but there was a cow elephant in the road, and the guy walked up to shoot the elephant, but she grabbed him with her trunk. Did you tell me that? And he got slung in the brush.
Well, the one I know of that actually happened. It didn't happen exactly like that, but it wasn't with me.
Oh.
But another PH, this guy actually contacted me and wanted to hunt with me, but in Tanzania was more expensive than he wanted to spend. So he got him a safari in Zimbabwe at a less rate. And Yeah, they were trying to shoot a cow elephant, and the PH fell, moving backwards, tripped and fell, and the elephant run over him and grabbed the client, killed him.
Killed him?
Yeah, killed him.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't say what the error or what was, but
yeah,
to me, I would have just shot the pig.
Yeah, no doubt. Did the PH over it after he got stepped on or no?
Well, she didn't actually hit him. When he fell, she just took sight of that other guy and run by him and grabbed the client.
Wow.
And I don't remember how all that.
It's a bad deal.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened after that, but I know she killed him. And I don't know if the client, the PH got up and killed her or what. I can't remember now. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe that was the story, because I remember something about a guy getting picked up by the trunk and he slung, a big old guy. He got slung off in the woods and he overed it.
Well, that was Albie.
Oh.
Albie got caught by an elephant, but Albie was on his own, and his gun jammed, and the cow caught him, slung him out, and he'd hit the ground, and like I said, his gun was jammed, and they said, dang, little calf kept running over there to him and go flopping his little trunk at him, and of course the mama would come grab him, and she slung him 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that should have killed Albie, but he didn't. He overed it.
Really, the little baby was beating him up.
Yeah, the baby would have went on. The old cow left him alone, but
yeah,
he said he never wanted to shoot a calf so bad in his life.
I'm sure. Well, I'm glad he overed it.
Yeah,
I knew there was something like that.
Yeah, he's still doing safaris.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's getting old now, but he was a young PH. Albie's probably 20 years younger than me or more.
Mm-hmm. Dang right.
Yeah.
Any other stories you got before we wrap it up? You got anything that comes to mind now that the creative juices are flowing?
Oh, hell, we could talk killing critters forever. I probably told enough stories, I guess.
Hey, we can listen to them as long as you want. I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, though. They got you talked into it. I didn't think you were going to do it.
I didn't want to.
And then Thea called me. She said, hey, we got him talked into it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I appreciate you letting us come into your home.
You forget about being on this dang thing, just sitting here at the table talking stories. Yeah.
Well, we got it preserved now. At least part of it.
Yeah. Somebody's going to hear all this stuff thinking somebody's big shotting.
Nah, man. We just like listening to good stories.
Yeah.
That's my goal with this whole thing.
Well, that was a bunch of them. Like I say, I quit that game in 2010, so it's been 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually 2016 I went on a line hunt, but nothing really threatening happened to that. We just tracked them down, shot them.
Yeah, I told Miles, I said, you ain't got a clue what kind of taxidermy you're about to see when you get up in here.
Yeah, I shot a few critters in my day.
I guarantee it. You don't have a favorite on the wall? That's probably hard to narrow down.
Yeah, I mean, they all of them have stories. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you told me once if you're going to have taxidermy, there's no point in having it if you're not going to live around it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you build a little room, you're going to put you ain't never going to go in there.
100%.
If you really want to enjoy your taxidermy, put them where you live, which is living room.
100%.
Yeah.
There ain't no way I could get my bride talked into that.
Get a new bride.
I can't wait to show Krista that. Nah.
I got one now. She's killed bigger deer than I did. She killed these big whitetails. I didn't kill nothing that big.
That's awesome. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Deer killing machine.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. We've been about 2 hours, right? Yeah, we've been going for about 2 hours. You got any questions for him before we wrap it up? No, it was good. I appreciate you doing this, man.
You bet.
We'll see you on the next one.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Dang, Walsh got me. That thing there's really
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
Got all the wrinkles out of it.
All right, we'll get you on the next one.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Joey.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Dash in the Middle. We hope that you enjoyed this one as much as we did. Follow us on Apple, Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave us a comment, You can leave us up to a 5-star review and let us know how we can improve. Let us know how we can get better and give us a guest that you would recommend that you would like to see on the show. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next one.